Hey Taurus, how you doing? I'm here, my bull gang, just to catch up on some of the bonus reads. Happy Sunday to you as I throw these cards. But remember, when I do a bonus read, that we are looking at the energy that is current or in the future. Right, let's find out what's going on. Bonus reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. I just come back to say thank you for all of the views, the clicks. Thank you so much for being so loyal, being in my bull gang. I appreciate you. Let's find out what's going on for you, Taurus Collective. Tell me what's going on for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me what Taurus is. What's the most important thing Taurus needs to know? Tell me about Taurus. Something is changing here, Taurus. Something might be changing here with your financial situation. And if it is the financial situation that we're talking about, Taurus, I feel like you are going to start seeing progress, that you're going to start seeing the fruits of your labor, the work that you've done. It feels like you've really been digging deep to find ways to plant new seeds. I want to say that there are maybe seeds that you've planted in the past, maybe even quite some time ago, maybe even a year ago. And I feel like you're going to begin to see the changes come to fruition. It feels like with this Ten of Pentacles that it could be a long-term something. It feels like you're going to start to see maybe your money stretches further. The Pentacles are also about energy, but they're also about your family, friends, right? It's about your home, your car. It's about things that are going on in the 3D world, the world that we live in right now. So something is about to materialize, and it feels like it's something that's been growing roots for a while, something that's been rooting, and I think it's going to contribute to your overall longevity, or something here that is going to become long-term. The death card, of course, is always about something that is ended, so something else can begin, because it definitely is a transformation of leaving an old chapter or something that has ended. So this new thing can be birthed here. This feels like to be something that's at the top of your mind, Taurus, something that you've been waiting for. You've been waiting for change in your finances, waiting for change in the family, waiting for change in your relationship status, but it feels like there is something that is very long-term coming up here. It'll be different for all of you. Tell me more about Taurus, please. We've got the Knight of Cups, we've got the Four of Pentacles, and we've got the Hermit energy. Taurus, I feel like you've been manifesting. I also feel like you're hermiting, which is really no big revelation for Taurus, right? I feel like you've been hermiting, holding back, and I want to say that for some of you, you've been manifesting, but also because this Ace of Pentacles, which I feel is incredible abundance, because the Ten of Pentacles is here, is showing up, and I feel that you've been feeling in the Five of Pentacles. So maybe you've been having a hard time financially. Maybe you're feeling the financial pinch. Look, everything's crazy around the world economically. And I feel like you've been feeling the pinch. So you've been trying to save money or hold back. But I feel like some sort of pentacle you planted back here in the past, I feel is about to show itself. So it feels like there is something that is rooting, and you're about to see it poke through the surface here. You know, when your bulbs that you have that come up every year, right? All of a sudden, one day they're not there, and the next day, all of a sudden, you see them start to poke through the surface. And I feel like that's what the Ace of Pentacles is here, that you've been really doing your best to hold back, not do any spending, save your money. And I feel like something here is about to pay off for you. I feel for some of you, if we could just leave money and that sort of thing aside for a second, that I feel like this Knight of Pentacles, well, first of all, the Knight of Pentacles the Knight of Cups contributes to the Knight of Pentacles stuff, because this is the passive energy, right? This is the Knight of Cups doesn't move as slow as the Knight of Pentacles, but definitely not as fast as the other two, right? The Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So this is like something has been growing or moving slowly. It's the passive Knight, so moving very slowly towards, it feels like it's been, you know, not only Pentacles are here, but the Knight of Cups is here. It's going to make you very happy, by the way. You're doing the right thing by holding back and not spending anything or not moving forward at this time. I feel like it is lonely, and I feel like you are in this space of the Hermit energy to go over the self-evaluation. It feels like you're in this self the self audit mode. It feels like you've been spending a lot of time by yourself, and I don't think that you're doing it. I don't think that you're doing it in a way that is deliberate. I feel like this is just the way it's going right now. I feel like you're pulling yourself away. Something is about to change for somebody here romantically, is what it feels like. There is something that you had to let go of before the next romantic connection could come in, Taurus. And I feel like for some of you who are able to let go, who aren't even thinking about that person, who that person barely ever crosses your mind ever at all, I feel like I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to you who's waiting for someone to come back. Because when we detach, right, that is when things start to go a little better, smoother, things start to show up in the future. And I feel like that's what this is. This death card is about detachment. There's something here that you've let go. You finally let go of something. And I feel like it really was hard on you, hard on your mental capacity, hard on your psyche. It feels like there was something here that you were feeling very hurt or betrayed about that you couldn't let go, but I feel like the death card is telling me finally you've detached it from it. And I feel like me mentioning it right now, you're going to be like, yeah, I haven't thought about that person in a while. It feels like there is something that is showing up here, the Knight of Cups, while you're not looking, while your back is turned and you're focused on you and you're focused on meditation. Maybe this is even, the Hermit energy is the self-evaluation, or we go into Hermit energy for self-preservation reasons. It can be for healing, but it also can be like, why is everything taking so long? Am I doing the right things? Like, I feel like you're doing the self-evaluation, and you are maybe spending a lot more time by yourself, and maybe just spending time in your head thinking about things, putting things where they belong in the mind, I'm going to say, going over the analytics of the situation. For those of you who have finally let go of the person of the past, tell me who's coming in as the romantic connection for the future. Could be someone who is Virgo or Scorpio. Could be, we do have, more Scorpio. Could be Pisces or Cancer. We've got the Five of Cups. So what it is you've got to let go of sadness, loneliness, or regret. It feels like you finally just sort of stopped spiraling about this, stopped thinking about it. We've got the Emperor here. And we've got Justice. Okay. So I kind of like this energy because it makes me feel like you're finally being honest with yourself with the Queen of Swords here. You're being honest with yourself, future energy on the bottom of the deck. So this probably hasn't happened yet, Taurus, but I feel like you're about to be really honest with yourself. Instead of feeling sad about a situation that happened with the Emperor, I feel like that you are finally feeling justified about detaching from the thoughts or the sadness or the regret of not ending up with the Emperor. Look, there's not only just one Emperor, there's billions of people on the planet, which means there's many, many emperors, right? I also feel like the Emperor is telling me that you're taking control of your emotions, that you finally took control of your emotions and begun to look forward. You've healed the emotional state. And I feel like this is things being this justice here is things that are coming back into balance for you, or things that are being repaired, or you're feeling more in control of your emotions lately. It feels like whatever it is that you've been doing in this Hermit energy here, and it has to do with being less emotional and more practical or more cerebral, I want to say. So Taurus, you are deciding that it's really not benefiting you to live in your emotions, and it's time for you to heal that finally. And I feel as though you are not only healing the self, but I feel like you are manifesting new love, because I do see the Knight of Cups here. Yeah, we've got the Eight of Cups. We've got the Devil. Yeah, you're letting go of obsessive thought patterns is what you're doing, and you're very focused on your Pentacle world. So I think that this could all be happening with one person. The work part could be for you, or the Pentacle part, and the love part could be for somebody else. But I think that there is somebody here who has been working on themselves, or I feel like you've been journaling and really sort of looking at yourself, because when we start to blame things on the exterior, right, it's like you can't place blame, place blame, place blame. It all comes back to you and how you are reacting to the situation and what are you doing to feed into the situation. And I think that you've decided, no more bullshit, that I'm just not going to feed into the situation anymore. I'm detaching from it. No more overly emotional feelings about the Emperor. I'm now in charge or in control of my emotions. And the Justice card is my emotions are now in better balance. So I feel like it's because you are focusing on your material wealth or your material world or your job, your career, whatever it is. It feels like you are trying to create legacy or long-term wealth, maybe putting a lot of money in the bank, saving money, that kind of thing. I feel like you have stopped or detached from these obsessive thought patterns. And I think it's because you've been spending time by yourself. Look, it's not always bad to be spending time in hermit energy. We never pick a time and a place where we're going to go into hermit energy. It just like one day leads to two and 2 days lead to three. And before you know it, you haven't been out in a week. And that's just the way it rolls for Taurus, right? Tell me about all these pentacles. What is this? Tell me about all these pentacles for Taurus. We've got the 5 of Swords. We've got the 5 of Wands. And we've got the 4 of Swords. I kind of like that you've been healing. It feels like you've been maybe, only answering texts or communications from people that you know really well. Maybe maybe you got 2 or 3 besties or maybe 1. But it feels like that you are... I feel like you are becoming more centered, more practical, and less in your head. It feels like the 5 of Wands tells me, and the 5 of Swords, there's 2 5s, right? And to me, when 2 5s, or there's 3 here, 3 5s, it's like quick change. I feel like there is going to be quick change coming up in your life because you have made a decision. And when you make a decision, that energy is noticed by the universe. And so the universe knows that you've changed your mind about something and that it's time for you to grow. What is that song? Listen, hang on a second. Oh, A&R, I think they are. I'm thinking it's time to grow. Bang, bang. Oh, the song's called Bang, 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 Bang. So I'm thinking it's time to grow. I feel like you've done all of the things that the gurus have told you to do, and it wasn't working for you. And I think that the part you didn't realize about all the advice that the gurus who think they're gurus that are giving you is that they can give you as much advice as you want to take in, but the part you must pay most attention to is the decision. You have to decide it. Because they can tell you what's good for you, they can tell you what's wrong for you, you can believe the gurus, and some of them have really good information, like some of them will help you grow, but if you don't decide to put that into practical use, it's not going to help you at all. I feel like these 3 5s are telling me that you are no longer listening to, like you don't have to entertain every thought that comes into your mind. I feel like you are feeling less and less like you are in competition with your mind. I feel like your mind is quieting itself because you've decided to adopt this hermit energy here. And I feel like you're not being dragged into everything that everybody wants you to be dragged into. Taurus, you know that you're an overgiver. And people will come to you and ask you, can I have your time? Can I have your energy? Can you come help me with this? And I feel like with the 4 of Swords, it's telling me that you're taking time for yourself, time to heal, because you don't want to have to be there for everyone all the time. It's just too exhausting here. We do have the Page of Swords. Oh, I love it, because to me, the Page of Swords is somebody who's learning. You're learning, Taurus. You're learning to focus on you instead of giving too much to everyone else. You're learning to be in control of your emotions and your guilt and your sadness. It's because of this. It's because of the transformation energy that is shown up here. I feel like there's some things that you've decided to just let go of so you can thrive, and I think that you are going to thrive. It feels like things are going to roll forward for you a little bit better now. And for those of you who somebody has their eye on you, I would say if you are a person who has a website, or you deal in e-commerce, you sell something online, or you're on YouTube or Instagram, I feel like you start to get more clients. You start to get more attention. It feels like you are stepping across some sort of an imaginary finish line for yourself, but it puts you out in the spotlight. So I feel like there is going to be some excitement or fun. You'll be getting probably some communications from people. Things are going to start moving forward here a little more quicker than they were because the Seven of Pentacles is here, and it feels like you've had to wait and put a lot of hard work into something. And I feel like finally things are around the corner because you're learning a lesson, and you'll know when the lesson is learned because the Eight of Wands is here, and it tells me that things start to pick up, or maybe you get an offer to travel, or it feels like something is growing here. But I feel what it took is to let go of the obsessive thoughts. And this, the obsessive thoughts could be about money as well. Could be scarcity energy, where you actually are doing enough, but you are overworking yourself because you feel like you aren't enough or don't have enough, or your pentacle world isn't transpiring like you want it to. Look, there's something here that's about to pay off. Let's take a look at that before we go. There's something here that's about to pay off, an opportunity, whether it's love or long-term relationship or a job, something to do with your career or your money. There is something here a seed you planted way back there that is about to come to fruition here. And it's going to change everything because we've got the 3 5s here. We've got the Ace of Wands, we've got the Judgment card, and we have the King of Cups. There is a decision that I feel that you made back there to drop something and to just say, you know what, this has got to be the new me. I can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. I think that the Judgment here, the universe, it's a universal card, right? This is major arcana. The universe is saying, look, it's time for you to resurrect yourself into this person who is emotionally intelligent. And so that means being sturdy in the storm. So it feels like this King of Cups is telling me that you are hitting this place of emotional intelligence. You're not letting things get on your nerves anymore. It feels like this is some of the healing that you're doing. You're letting go of the 5s, I feel. I feel like this Ace of Pentacles is something that is been growing or rooting, and you've been trying to perfect this, be perfect about it, and there's no being perfect. Like perfection is a trap, right? Perfectionism is actually a problem. It's not something you should be proud of. It's a problem when you have to control everything. So I feel like this Judgment card is telling me that you finally let go of perfection. You finally let go of trying to control everything, and what it's brought you is this King of Cups energy. It's brought you this ability to be able to be solid when you're emotional, to be stable in the storm, to be emotionally intelligent, to be emotionally aware, and to be able to be, solid. I feel like in your energy. We've got the Ace of Wands. Look, the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles are here. I feel like this opportunity that's showing up here is showing up for you because you finally got this. I feel like you've learned a lesson here, is what it feels like. You've learned the lesson of the King of Cups. Look, it's so important. Look around the world. You see all sorts of videos online. We see them everywhere where people are just out of their minds, like losing their crap on somebody who's simply just driving in a car in front of them or in the line in front of them. And I feel like this is your key to thriving here. This is the key to thriving in your career, thriving in love. The key is to keep your shit under control, is what it is. And I feel like that's a lesson that you've learned here. And listen, just because you're a Taurus and you move slow and you're practical, it doesn't mean that you're going to be the King of Cups. This is something that has to be learned, not melting down at the first sight of an issue. So I feel like the Judgment is telling me that you've been reborn, and you're reborn into this King of Cups energy. It's a lesson that you've learned after doing a lot of healing and being very focused on you. So bravo to you. You've gained strength. And really, strength is about knowing that you have the sword in the sheath on the hip, that you can pull it out and cut people into ribbons with your words because you have the courage and the strength to do it. But where the strength comes from is keeping that sword on the hip and holding back. And that's where the emotional strength comes from, the emotional strength. And so I feel like this is a lesson that you finally learned, something you've been studying for a while. Taking lessons from all of the gurus is great, but if you don't decide to put whatever you've learned into practice in the 3D world, there's just no way that it's going to work. Yeah, I think you've made some sort of really big decision to move forward here and move forward in a very calm sort of way. Courageous and calm. Courageous in your emotional energy. Okay, I'm going to leave that right here. Thank you so much, Taurus, for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. Love you guys. Bye-bye.